Final Fantasy 15. And, well, basically, if there's any viewers out there and you have any requests that you want me to do, I am starting the World of Ruin for Final Fantasy 15. I'm gonna actually pick up from where I was yesterday. It was kind of late, so I had to actually cut it off. But this is the second half, so I'll be doing that now. Sorry about that. Okay. Let me just make sure I can hear me. Can you hear me? Yeah, I think you can. Anyway, so yeah, I apologize about that. Anyway, I get distracted. So yeah, without further ado, I'm going to continue from my video, that I had started, because I already started the World of Ruin. I started it last night, so you can always refer to my other video. It's live. And again, like I said, if you want to come in, take a little peek, see what I'm doing, you can basically just tell me what to do. Basically, your avatar, you know, I'm here for your viewing pleasure. So, in the future, you know, if you want me to do something that you want to do, a specific chapter, or you want me to, you know, do this, or you want me to blah 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 blah, you could tell me what to do and then I'll do it, you know. Tell me what you want and I'll basically go there and do it for you. Basically, it's like voice command playing a game, you know. In other words, I'll play the game, you just tell me what to do. It's kind of cool. I kind of do it in my head. I was like, you know, just kind of like give me requests. I'm totally open, and I think it would be a cool thing to just, you know, give it a shot, you know. Tell me, because I have the comments open, so anybody can see it. In fact, I'm just going to shut my mic for a second. Not my mic, but yeah, I'm going to load up this thing in Anger. Right now, we're in the middle of the World of Ruin right now. Shut my broadcast for a second. Gotta go to settings. Because I'm open to your requests. You could either vocally tell me, could like give me a comment. Either way, I'm going to have my comments viewed. So you could let me know if there's anything specific you want me to do. I'm open to anybody's requests. Well, advanced settings, display messages, yes. I'm changing my background color to, I want to do red. And speech is enabled. So like I said, you can just, you know, tell me what to do and I will do it. I have you on, I have you guys all broadcasted, so you should be able to share your opinions with me. I'm completely open to them, and anyway, let me share my opinion with you. I hope, well, I'm expecting this to be a lot like the heaping pile of debris that Kefka made in Monument to Destruction. So Really? It's not working? Is it working? Anyway, so, let's see. Okay, yes, so, like, where was I? Yeah, I'm expecting that this will be, inspirational. I'm assuming that this Insomnia is going to be a lot like, you know, the Tower of Judgement from Final Fantasy VI. Because the reason I say this is, you know, in the Final Fantasy VI, it is the highest Final Fantasy that it takes inspiration from. You know, it's the #1 Final Fantasy. If you have to be honest, it's basically a spiritual successor. Because yes, it takes you know, stuff from other games, of course, but this is a little different. You know, this is direct. It's directly, you know. This directly is, so I expect there to be similarity. Like, for example, I expect Insomnia to be like the way it was in 6, a monument to destruction, and basically, you know, we were in a world of ruin, and that's what we awoken in a world of ruin. So that was in 6, right? And if this is inspired by 6, I mean, every Final Fantasy is inspired by something, so I am expecting this to be like a mishmash of like the Empire and Insomnia, like ruins, just a bunch of like debris put together, basically the way 6 had it, because 6 was basically that. 6 was debris of the Empire and all sorts of shit just mushed together by gravity, because he, you know, controlled magic and he controlled gravity. So yeah, I'm expecting Insomnia to be the same thing, now that it has like a big wall called the Wave, I think it's called. It's very much similar to what Kefka had, right? Remember, he had the red, and it was like bing, 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 and he was laughing at the end. If you saw Final Fantasy, I mean, if you played Final Fantasy VI and you beat it and you saw the ending, you would know what I'm talking about. He was like destroying things, and he was using the Ray of Judgment all over the place. Well, basically, at least the Wave now comes into effect, so I'm expecting it again to be a mishmash. There's going to be a little bit of the Empire along with Insomnia. It's going to be like the ruins of the world put together. Basically, it is the world of ruin right there. It's the monument of the world of ruin. So I'm expecting it to be like Niflheim and Insomnia. You know, I mean, if it's gotta have both, because it just makes sense. The original game had it, you know, 6 had it, so this will have it. Has to. Because this is, like I said, it is a spiritual successor to 6. You know? And there's nothing wrong with that. You know? I mean, the tools, everything. It's the only 2 games, really, that utilize the tools. I mean, it's just even the main characters. The games are both character driven.
Well, fellas,
the narratives are tied into the characters.
Time to suit up.
Finally get to
Let's do this.
Weather with pride.
We get a new outfits now.
Just hope they still.
The debris. Oh yeah. Like, I just know Tabata, he even announced it and dropped it, and whether people like to admit it or not, this game went through a reshape, you know, a revamp period, in which when the original Day 1 came out, Tabata's vision wasn't released. His vision was of Final Fantasy VI, so let's just be plain out honest, alright? It was a statement that he had said, it was the games that, you know, 6 and the games that came before it that truly inspired me. And then he went on to say, it wasn't until 6 that I realized it was this character, you know, driven layer of depth that really carries the story and narrative to its fullest, you know, potential, and to bring it back to a character-driven story where we could really focus on narratives through the characters and the scenarios they go through. And so obviously 6 was the game that he was talking about, and even had said that yes, 6 may have been the game that we were inspired by. It is my favorite, not because I had played it, because he actually never played it through completely. It's just having seen them, I've observed them and worked on them. 6 is his personal favorite, and obviously I can very much see it in this work of art, because Tabata is a director. He's not really a creator exactly, he's a good director, and I guess, you know, to base a story off any game, I would base it off of 6. You know, base your storytelling off of 6 because, you know, think about it. If he's not a good storyteller, you want a good storyteller, you're gonna want to get like Tetsuya Nomura. He's a good storyteller, but he's not a good director. You know what I mean? He's even admitted it. He's like, you know, I don't like directing, honestly. Kingdom Hearts, it makes his head spin, man. And notice how Kingdom Hearts' story is fucking wildly crazy. It's just like, it's insane. The story is insane in the membrane. I'm gonna use this thing right here. It's favorite food. Anyway, yeah, so this game has now followed Final Fantasy VI to a T, and I think the more it seems to follow in suit of 6, the more recognition it seems to get. Like, it just seems to be coming out and shaping out to be a better game, and that's because I truly think the vision was changed. You know, it was originally versus 13, in which Tetsuya had came up with a concept, but he only came up with, like, I mean, about 20 minutes of real, like, ideological concept. There was only about 20 minutes of content, if you want to go off of the concept that he gave us. I mean, there really wasn't that much to go off of. There was an attack on a city, a little bit of a meeting between two people, Stella and Noct, was going to meet up and talk in front of a fucking fish tank with Sahagins in it, and then, we were going to basically, from that point, we were gonna basically get attacked by a ruling empire, you know, that used Magitech, that obviously always seemed to resemble the ones from 6, so I don't know whether as far as that goes, he may have been, this could have been 6 rooted all along, we don't really know. I think it was. I think this was going to be a call out to 6 no matter how you flip the coin, because you think about it, Final Fantasy 13 versus, right? Well, what was Final Fantasy 6? Final Fantasy 6 was Final Fantasy 3, and this Final Fantasy 13 versus, it's just I mean, I could see why he'd have 6 in mind, you know, because it's a globally released game, and he's saying to himself, well, versus 13, well, all of our games follow suit, like Final Fantasy 11 being the re-envision of Final Fantasy 1, and Final Fantasy 12 being the re-envision of Final Fantasy 2, and Final Fantasy 13 being the re-envision of Final Fantasy 3. And then, like, you obviously have Final Fantasy versus 13, where he wanted to do a re-envisioning of America's 3. You know what I mean? The rest of the world, because it was released as Final Fantasy 3 to the rest of the world, and Final Fantasy 2 was obviously 4. Now, honestly, 6 was one of the best games in the series. They consider it 4 and 6, which is respectively known as 2 and 3 in America, until now, modern day, where 6 is actually the next game to be remade. I think it's going to get a remake, because 6 is the type of game that it actually could get a remaster, but I highly doubt it. It's probably going to get maybe, like, not, I don't think it'll be on the scale as 7, but I think it'll be on the scale higher, a little higher though, than maybe like on the scale of like Crisis Core, I'd say. That's the type of remaster I would, like, remake, I'd expect for Final Fantasy VI. And the reason I say that is because of this game right here. This game right here is basically saying that there would be no point to make a full-blown remake of 6. Because to make a full-blown remake of 6, like a modern, you know, AAA generation, you know, title coming out, you know, a big title, they're working on. I mean, it'd still be a big title, but to be a big platform, you know, it's just, it doesn't seem realistic. The next one that would be remade obviously would be 8 for the biggies, and then 9. 9 and 8 are the two candidates for the two big, you know, I'd say top gen, you know, like I'm saying, like next gen games, like the big you know, platforming, the AAA blockbusters. You know, the next biggies would be, like, for example, 7R is considered the next in all respects, yes, it is Final Fantasy 16. It is Final Fantasy 7R or 7 Remake. I just call it 7R though. You know, why not just call it Final Fantasy 7R, right? Because 7R makes sense instead of calling it Final Fantasy 7 Remake all the time. But yeah, Final Fantasy 7 is going to be Final Fantasy 16. It won't be called that, but it's the next canon game in the installment. And I see that they're going to start reviving other ones. Just by this game alone, it's showing us that it's reviving 6. In many ways. 6 is being revived and is being utilized in so many ways in this game. I mean, and the more it does, the better it is, honestly, in my opinion. The more it assimilates itself and, you know, sort of draws its true concepts down and pins them to the ground, you know, and it's pinning its concepts down, you know, it's forming an identity. You know, prior to that, I feel like the Day 1 edition is more or less the incomplete edition, or the fucking dick division, like a beta edition, you know, the beta version. It was an unfinished version of this game, and I think it was a lack of an ability that Tabata had, and what she had talked about. You think he wanted to make a shitty game? I mean, he had a lot of pressure on him, this guy, you know, being the great creator of Crisis Core and Type 0 and all this shit. Well, you know, I mean, this guy, you know, is known to have made some pretty good titles and never really having directed a main installment in the series, and to be taken over by you know, and to precede somebody in the department that Tetsuya Nomura had, which meant, you know, the conceiving concepts, scenarios, and all that. You know, it fell to Tabata to get this game done and make sure that this was titled as 15. And I guess he took 6, and I can't blame him. Like I said, I can't blame him. 6 is definitely the game you want to project. 6.
What we've been waiting for.
This is 6.
Sure is.
It's like a reboot of Final Fantasy. That's why I said for fans and for newcomers alike. It's sort of like, I always said he's like Banon in the way that he's gonna die, but you have to protect him to get him safe. Because think about it. You don't play it, but if you watch Kingsglaive, that's very much what's happening.
Of course.
You have to get the king to safety, but not really. You're actually getting the ring to safety, but it's very similar.
Once and for all.
Luna is going to get an episode, I'm sure. If Arden already has an episode planned, then obviously Luna will be getting an episode. There are other callouts as well in this game, such as, like, well, for instance, take a look at Noctis. What is he? He's got what in his blood? Astral blood, right? Astrals and espers. Aren't they basically the same thing? Astrals are manifestations of power that derives from something called magic. And, as you would have it, magic has another form to it as well. A very powerful heat. A heat that can only penetrate that of, well, I guess fire, I guess flare, an ardor, I guess, a light that would come in a form of dark and I guess life and death, you know, and this would come from a crystal, whereas in the other game it wasn't much different. It came from 3 statues being in place for a balance, right? Now, what I'm saying is that the crystals in the games, how they represent each other, is the crystal in Narsh, the coal mine city in particular. To think about it, the opening of 6 is to command in the Empire in particular. And then it says targeting attack, commencing attack on coal mine city Narsh. And then you see these, you know, you see the whole rendition of the train opening, and you know, heading into this vast, crazy, wild-looking metropolis-looking empire with all these flying, you know, magitech airships and shit, like little troopers in the air, and you can just see this railroad, and they do a close-up on the tracks, and you know, you see the renditions and the music and all that. But if you just add it all up together, you can see Terra's walking. A lot of times they do a lot of, the screen goes from one thing to the next, but if you just put it together in one, you're basically seeing a train kind of on a railway that leads all the way in a desert looking area, very desert, warm climate looking area, which very basically that is exactly what Gralia and Tenebrae, the area of Gralia and Niflheim territory, is a desert. It's basically exactly set up the way they have it conceived in the PlayStation release of, well, Final Fantasy Anthology, the FMV full motion videos that were given to us in that game. Well, again, like I said, the train is conceived, the Gralia itself is conceived by Vector, its very self. I mean, I know people say it looks a lot like Mako reactors, and Mako. I'm not gonna say it doesn't look like a Mako reactor or Mako. Mako or Mako? Mako. I don't know. It's one or the other. I'll say Mako reactor. Mako. It's Mako, I think, though. But yeah, it does look like a Mako reactor. But you have to remember, Mako reactors or Mako reactors came out after 6. So obviously, what did 7 take? It took a little bit from 6. But you're obviously going to then say, well, yeah, 15 is just like any other Final Fantasy. It takes, you know, inspiration from, you know, many other Final Fantasies. But no, this is a little different. This game is specifically, literally, it is a spiritual inspiration. Like, it's a successor to a game. This could be this is very much, this is the War of the Magi. I mean, that's kind of what Tabata is trying to tell, the story of the War of the Magi. He's obviously trying to tell some story that's in the spirit, down deep. Him personally must feel indebted, and that he's in a way creating the story of something that happened in the same universe of 6. And I honestly think they have to be. Not in the direct sense are they connected, but they are connected. That's what I mean. Like, he just said that not in a direct sense, but they are connected. And how could you think that they're not connected? I mean, think about it. There's no other Final Fantasy games in the franchise that have as many similarities as this. You could try to nitpick little things. I'm talking about main scenario, writing, concepts, themes, tones, all of that. Okay, number 1, you have Magitech. Boom. They both got Magitech. The way they look. The Magitech both look the fucking same. The power that's used is the same. It's magic. Magic is the force. That's like basically the evil, the primary evil. The world. The tone of the world is that all that's left is basically one city and fighters that are trying to protect it. And that city is basically being attacked by the all-powerful rulers of the world, basically, because they own, basically, in command to the Empire in particular. So like I said, the game of 6 puts you in the tone of a world controlled by an usurping, powerful Magitech, you know, metropolis, you know, empire called Vector. Well, the capital city is called Vector. And Gralia looks exactly like Vector. They are basically almost like spitting images of each other, with the train going into the city, and basically how we rode the car, you know, into the city is very much similar to, it's a throwback to 7 as well, not gonna lie, but again, 7 came later, so it's very much similar that we rode the train. And the reason we rode that train there is because, well, think about it. We did so in 6. We took a train out of the city that time. You know? When we were frantically riding our car, we were driving the Regalia. I want to get back on track. So, now not only that, The Magitech looks like the same Magitech. It's literally almost the same shit. The energy itself, the same. That's also the same. Let's see what else is the same. The source of everything is called magic. That source of magic comes from, or thereafter, a crystal. Both same thing. What do you call it? Vargamond or something? I forgot how you say it. Vargamander or something. Vargamand is the I think I call it Tritok. Tritok or Vargamander, whatever you want to call it. Tritok is the crystal that they're after, and it represents 3 elements. You know what 3 elements they are? Fire, thunder, and ice. You know what the crystal represents? Fire, thunder, and ice. I'm just saying, like, it's so many similarities. So many similarities. It's the tone of a world that's basically in command to the Empire. And they want you to know that it's a world that's fell. That's why Doma, you know, and even just look at Doma. Doma is very much like Lucis in many ways. When you kind of combine all of it together, you kind of see where this is all coming from. Insomnia and Lucis, it's all very Insomnia. And then you take a look at the coal mine city of Narsh and how there was an attack happening during the game in which we were playing. That's exactly what happens in that's another thing. So okay, checklist. I need like a piece of paper to write all this stuff down. It's so much stuff has in common. The big baddie is a maniacal, crazy motherfucker. The only difference is one has become a demon and has become immortally wounded and cursed to live life as an immortal, and has basically gone insane. And also, again, like I said, he's demonized. He's been demonized and has lived for many, many years, warping his sanity to that of a basically of almost nothing. His sanity is gone. So you both have 2 insane jester chancellors. Because they don't actually say it, but there's a lot of things that are unsaid in 6 that if you read in the Ultimania, you'll find out, or just do your research. Like Kefka and Celis, that's why Celis is actually the main hero, but I'm not going to get into that right now. It's like saying Prompto and is the main character. I'm not going to get into that. That's very complex, because Prompto is sort of like a main character, in a sense. He actually is like the VV of 9. He is the what do you call it? The VV to 9, the 6. He's the Terror to 6. I mean, he very much is the Terror. No, well, he's the Celes. I'm sorry, he's Celeste. He's the Celeste. He's very much like Celeste. Celes share. And the reason I say so is just by design. You could see the blonde. He's represented to be a lot like Locke Cole. Like Prompto was a mix of everything that Celes stands for. Why do you think there's a bandana tied around him? You think that was just by design? You think that he's a treasure hunter by design? You think that like that Gladio is the way he is by design? I don't think so. I think this is all created by thought. Like Ignis, you can obviously tell King Edgar was thought. I think of King Edgar when I see Ignis. I just do. I mean, am I the only one who sees King Edgar when I see Ignis? I'm like, wait, is that Edgar? It's gotta be Edgar, right? It's a mixture of Edgar and like, well, not completely like Edgar, but a little bit like Edgar. I mean, I've always said that about Ignis. And Noctis reminds me of Terra. He reminds me of Terra in so many ways. Like, will he ever be able to love, etc., etc.? Will he ever be able to be with his love? That's what, it's just so much has been carried from 6 to this game. The opera, this game is very much telling you the story of the opera that was told in 6. I can go on and on and on and on and on and on, because the similarities are endless with 6. And I guess the hierarchy would be its tone, its concepts, its what do you call it? Its design, also music. Its music, scenario. So let's see. The overarching scenario is about a world that basically has only but one city standing that is about to be attacked, and is okay. So here's the opening of 15. A world in command. Okay, let's see. The opening of 6. In a world in command to the Empire in particular, commenced to attack the coal mine city on Nosh. And you could see the soldiers of Biggs and Wedge or whatever in the Magitech suits that are exactly as they should be, as they are in 15, and 15 as they are in 6. So, and then the snow paradox, I can see like that they have a lot, like Doom Train. Anybody see the connection there, or am I the only person that can say, honestly, this is Doom Train? That's Doom Train. You forge the covenant with the messenger, right? The astral of death, which is Shiva. She's the Glacian, the Frost Bearer. The Frost Bearer is the messenger, right? So she's the holy host of or the Holy Ghost, I guess, whatever. And she basically crosses the living over to the afterlife, and then Leviathan, I guess, handles the rebirth process. Apparently that's how it works, I guess. And Bahamut represents he stands for law of the realm. Unfortunately, it's been taken out of his hands, though, and put in the hands of Raiden, or Arden, as I like to say. I think Arden's name comes from Raiden. I think that's a little hint there, because Raiden, his original name was Nadir. Nadir you can actually get Raiden. A by spelling, just switch the letters and make R-A-I-D and an N. Raiden. And that even proved my point. I was like, Arden is Raiden, isn't he? I mean, we all know about Odin and the story of the ancient castle in 6. For people who have played 6, the ancient castle was the host to, I guess, the dungeon in which you would be able to obtain what do you call it? The magicite of Odin, aka Raiden, which would actually be able to turn into Raiden if you sacrifice Odin. And in a way, Ancient Castle, it somewhat tells a story. It tells a story of, like, a lot of times it seems and appears as if this is that kingdom that was, that stood so long ago. That is sort of like representation of what would happen if you choose the ending where you don't get rid of the Star Scourge. So I can see how it ties in indirectly. I can't believe that. Anyway, let's go. Yeah, they're endless. So unfortunately, there's so many similarities. I'm gonna go as far as to say they're practically the same game, just with different names. Terra, born of an astral and a baby, isn't much different than being chosen by the crystal. They're both born from something unnatural, because his mother dies. And the reason his mother dies, and his mother isn't really spoken about much, is because his mother is really Eos. When his mother dies is when he gets chosen by the crystal, I believe. It's at that time. It's after the death of his mother. Because his mother is Eos. Which means, again, means that fuck what it means again. Oh, I wanna load a different. I'm gonna load something up. I gotta finish this. I don't know. It's just something similar about both games. It's kind of obvious. I've always known that though. Bushido bar, the tech bar. I mean, there's so many obvious call-outs that should draw attention. It's this, right? Well, now.
Been fought together like this in ages.
I just want to see something.
Takes it back, doesn't it?
I want to see one scene.
Struggled before, but now nothing can stand in our way.
I'm not grabbing any items. Fuck that.
I'm surprised we haven't seen any glaze around here.
Why would we?
I'm just gonna go to options because I have a whole different load actually. I'm gonna continue from I loaded the wrong file accidentally. Shit, that sucks. To sting and anger. Auto save. Wait, what? Oh, okay.
Because they're doing reconnaissance to deal with the demons.
Wait, but on resume. If I can, I'll just do what I have to. If I didn't save it. Oh shit! I don't think it's. Wait, did I save it? I think yeah, there it is. I gotta load this. Load. That's the one I'm on. It's this is my file over here. I was kind of nervous that I didn't save. It was like I was pretty sure I saved. And yes, it is very much. Oh, an appellation of organisms infected by a mutual strain of plasmodium. It's introduced into a body. Like I feel like, in other words, this is basically telling the same story as 6, except it's just being more. It's explaining. It's doing a better job at explaining things. As funny as that sounds, because this game sort of suffered originally from the way its story was told. And I kind of agree, but again, 6 was also kind of weird with that, because it was the first game in the series to have a setup in which brought you to a screen that you would choose 3 different scenarios, you know. It was kind of like they gave the choice. It was up to you. You could just choose when you wanted to start these standalone scenarios that would ultimately bring you to the conclusion in which where the comments on Narsh would take place, and eventually the world would fall into ruin. And just like this game, you struggle. Well, you're on your way. This game is a little different, though. However, this game, a war is taking place, but you're not aware of it, but it's still the same thing as 6. The world is in command to the Empire in particular. All the nations have basically been usurped by the Magitech Empire, and because of this, only one nation stands. Commence to attack. Commence to. Amends to amend the armistice. A peace treaty, to be seen only as a guise and means to steal the crystal, just like in Narsh, the coal mine city. It's the last, remaining bastion of hope that stands in the realm, as Doma basically has already been attacked, and the rebellion is very much crying out, Kingsglaive, Kingsglaive. The Kingsglaive is very much similar to what the, what do you call it? Was it not called the Rebellion? Was it called the Returners? Kingsglaive is like the Returners. There's no, that's basically the same thing. Ignis, he's got Edgar all written on him all over the place. You know Sabin or Sabin. I think it's Sabin though. Anyway, like Gladio is very much based off of Sabin, I feel like. The muscle head. Prompto represents Celeste, but also represents Locke. Thus does Terra represent Locke and Celeste. In a way. When you think about it. Combining Locke, when you see Locke, think of Prompto. Locke and Celeste were like a pair, they were an item, you know. And Noctis is just basically almost identical to Terra in almost every way because they're both the same. They're both half human, half Esper slash Astral. Astral, Esper, they're basically the same thing because that's, yeah, they are the same exact thing, bro. No different. Astrals and Esper, same thing. They're the source of where magic comes from. Using the Nether in Final Fantasy VI is the same thing as using the star of its scourge. Using the power of the star, causing the star scourge by abusing its power. But by pulling power from magic. Again, this is all in 6 and it's in 15. A big culmination of debris. A mixture of the Empire in particular and Insomnia, and just like in other words, the area is a mixture of what the Empire looks like, a mixture of everything. So if you look around, you'll just see debris all over the place, and that's exactly what fucking Kefka's big gigantic monument was. He had made a monument to debris, literally shooting red rays of beam, you know, red beams of light, which was the Ray of Judgment, and that's what this is, rays of light. This game's about the light, the magic, and that magic wouldn't exist anymore. This game has a more somber ending, and it also has Omega Weapon in it. I mean, there's so many call-outs. Omega Weapon was obviously for Final Fantasy VI's. This is the same Omega Weapon that you see in Final Fantasy VI. Why do you think that's there? Well, maybe because it's the re-envisioning of 6. And that's fucking crazy. I mean, that's literally Omega Weapon, and that was in the Tower of Judgement. And that this basically that is the Tower of Judgement. See that? That thing right there? That's the Tower of Judgement, bro. 100%. I could give you that straight up. Give you that in a cup of tea. So you got the Tower of Judgement for Final Fantasy 15 right there. A big monument to Daddy Dearest, as he says. We're still taking the requested photos, though. I'm gonna take this off. Nobody's watching my shit, so who cares? Better. Alright, I'm gonna start my video now. Now I'm gonna start the video. Let me see my... I'm not gonna fight Omega Weapon because just like in Final Fantasy VI, the former game, you usually would die if you fought Omega Weapon. You'd die, and just like in this game, I assume the same thing. It's fucking 100 level. It's level 119, bro. In my last playthrough, though, I had gotten like, I don't know, like almost every summon. Rama. I got Rama, Shiva, Leviathan. I did not get Titan though, unfortunately. And here's an example. I was actually keeping my eyes out specifically to see if there was going to be a mixture of the Empire within the ruins, and there was. And that's when I was like, oh my god, this is great. It's classic. Because look, Imperial base #1. See, he did exactly what Kefka did. He just combined everything and made a huge mishmash. He did the same again, and I love it. I just love it. Because like, it's a complete call out to a great classic game. This game is, you know, sculpting to become one of the better games in the series, you know. The approach on how they, you know, conceived and finished up the story and all that, I mean, definitely different, but 6 was different in its time. You know, every Final Fantasy is different, I notice, you know, they're always different. I think Ito is working on 16 though, I'll be honest. I gotta make a spell. Alright guys, I should have a lot of new shit now. Alright, there's still a lot of enemies I did not see yet. Ruby shears, corals. Corals are nice. Slaktars, rogue behemoths. Dusky, okay. Dusky, logrillets. Dino apices, yeah, that was annoying. Hundlegs, gigantoads, arbas, griffins. Griffins are fucking nasty. You wanna fuck with a griffin. Clane. Yeah, there's probably a few things I didn't find here yet. A lot of powerful enemies here though. Soldier wasps. Killer wasps. They're big ass motherfuckers. Cool. Cool. Mandrake. Mandrakes. I always like mandrakes too. You know what? They remind me of a lot of the Ochus. You know, they remind me of the classic Ochus and Mandragoras. In my opinion, I think these are Mandragoras, basically. This is an Ochu. An Ochu, a Mandragora. It's basically, that's what it reminds me of. This definitely reminds me of Mandragora. Doesn't it? Or an Ochu. Remember the Ochu? I think a Mandrake, I think that's what that is supposed to be. And same thing with the Trent. It's an Ochu, or more or less. Those things are fucking dope. Maybe come out again. So I'd like to fight one again. Is it a once in a lifetime fight? There's gotta be a way to fight it again. Look at this, look at the size of this thing. It's a gigantic version. That's probably the Mandragora, the other ones are the Ochus. These Ochus and the Mandragora are usually the big one. So this is probably the Mandragora. Very much like a Mandragora. Then you have the Ochus. Mandragora. Trent. Surprised they use a name like Trent. Oh, Quetzalcoatl. Quetzalcoatl. Quetzalcoatl is sick. It's a flying reptile. It's dope. You see it up close. That thing is awesome. You could obviously tell it's a reptile bird though. It's a bird tile. It's a reptile bird. Birds and reptiles, they come from the same, you know, subspecies. They're very similar. That's why they both lay eggs and all that. Flying reptile that grew in size as a means of surviving its survivability. Developed a few distinct avian features all over the course of its... Huh, okay. There's a lot of big enemies. That's a big enemy. I say usually size 3. Generally the sizes 3 are these size. Size 1 would be like this is size 3. Bandits, that should be a size 3. That's size 3. Look how small Noctis is, see? Oops. That's Noctis, that's size 3. A size 4, that's hard to come by. There's only like a few size 4s. Meteor is also a size 3. See? There's Meteor, there's Noctis. There's that. Meteor. Size 3s are like pretty big though. Pretty big adversaries. Here's a size... Here's size 1. It's a size 1. That's size 1. Size 1 looks like that. It's about that big. Size 1. Size 1. Believe size 2 actually, I'm not sure. They should tell you though which size they are. Because, oh cool, they tell you how many you killed. This could be a no. Yeah, it's possible. Like Marlboro, about a Marlboro though has to be a size 2. Or no, size 3. Size 3. This is a size 2. No, that's size 2. Size 2. Size 2. That's size 1. Size 2 is this one. Like a Gurngach. I like the Gurngach better. Than Gurngach. Gurngach. That would be an example of a size 2 enemy. Which, as you can see, seems to be about close to Noctis, but definitely bigger than Noctis. It's like size of 2 Noctises. Well, realistically, a lot more than that, but yeah. This thing is size 3. Marlboro, size 3, bro. Huge. That's a size 1, I think. Yeah, size 1. I'll show you a size 4, which is the highest size. Here's size 4. This is size 4. Size 4. Where's Noctis? Oh, he's there. You just can't see him. Where is he? I swear to God, I can't even fucking see him. It's crazy. That's how little he is. And Noctis is there. But you can't see him because he's so fucking small. Can't fucking believe that. That's how little he is, bro. I can't. There he is. There he is. I found him. Noctis is a little dot. See the little dot there? That dot? That's Noctis. So that dot is Noctis, and that's the god. That's the size difference. So size 4 is generally giganticism. They're huge. Like the biggest things you've ever seen. Leviathan is like fucking twice the size of Titan, and look how big Titan is compared to Noct. So you can only imagine how big. Let's see how big it is. It's gotta be huge. It's gotta be huge, 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 huge. Oh my goodness. Oh god, you can't even see Noctis. Noctis can't even be seen, bro. Holy crap. Holy shit, bro. Oh my god. You can't see Noctis because he's microscopic. And holy god. It's a speck. No wonder she referred to them as specks, because you can't see Noctis, because he's so fucking... She's so big. I'm trying to see if I could spot it. There it is, there he is, there he is. Oh my god, it's such a small dot. Look at that. There it is. Holy crap. It's right there. That's Noctis. Holy shit. That's the smallest thing I've ever fucking seen. That's Noctis. Right here, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna point the head. Right there. See that? Look at Leviathan's head. You'll see. Hold on. Let's wait till it changes color again. So light. There it is. See? Look down. See? Look where that. See where my head's pointing? See? It's like right in front of her head. When she's looking downward, she's looking at Noctis. If you look at Leviathan's head, like where she's looking, her eyes, just look right below that, and you'll see Noctis. She's standing there. See that? Little black dot moving around underneath her. That's Noctis, bro. She is huge. That's fucking crazy. So yeah, obviously, fucking huge. Noctis is... Well, he's not... Rama's like big, but not crazy big. Smaller than Leviathan, but not as big as Titan. Smaller than Titan, but and small. He's probably smaller than Titan. Titan is bigger than Rama, but at the same time, he is not as big as Leviathan. He is a little smaller than Leviathan. Leviathan is huge. As you could see, there's a big difference. I mean, I can't even see Noctis, that's how bad it is. That's how big she is. I mean, she's literally huge. I mean, he's right over there, but it's so hard to really see her. It's like impossible to make out. He is there, though. See, he's right there. Compared to Titan, you can relatively see him, actually. See, he's right there. It's not that hard to see him. So in size order, Leviathan is almost the biggest, but I think Bahamut's the biggest. I wonder if they go in size order. I wonder if you could do close-up, but oh no, because it's a girl. You don't get that with the women. I don't know why. Maybe because they think you're gonna look at her tits and stuff, probably. But Shiva's great. Goddess of Ice, the Glacian's place among the six lies opposite that of the Infernian Efreet. Roused suddenly from hibernation in Gorovis Rift, the Frostbearer brought the chill wind of death to bear on half the Imperial army before suffering her own corporal demise. Alright, God of the Storm, the Fulgarian, it is said to administer the natural laws of Eos from on high, yep, kissing judgment down on those who would harm the star, resting at Angel Guard in the astral wars wake. The Storm Center awoke to the pleas of the Oracle Lunafreya. You should probably get a chapter thing like Ignis with Luna. Goddess of the Seas, the Hydraean took rest until the Saluna cascades under the Saluna Saluna cascades after the Astral War. Yet Haruna's fury carried on the waves, never dissipating. Besought by the Oracle of Prayer, the tempestuous Tide Mother rose once more. Okay. Oh, there's the Behemoth King. Oh my god. There's the Behemoth King. That's a size 3. But it's not a size 4. Let me see what else we got. Oh, slack dogs are cool. Griffin, fuck you, Griffin. I just gotta get the rest of these. So Snaga. Elves. They're like big ones. They're like second. Well, they are 1 now. They're a little bigger than these, so. They're real little. These are level 2 goblins, in my opinion. Are those the ones? One of them are. What? Grenades. Grenades. Oh, I love grenades. They look so cool. So dope. Those things are fucking awesome. So cool. Look. Cryonade. That's sick. Cryonade. 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 Frynade. Ah. Thunder. They should have called it Shockrade. Shockrade. Shock grenade. Shock grenade. They could have called it shock grenade. I like Cryonade. Cryonade and shock grenade. They could have had grenade, cryonade, and shock grenade. And they couldn't even have, they could have had a flare grenade. Cryonade. Flarenade. Ardernade. They could have had, yeah, Ardernade. An Ardernade. Ardernade, Cryonade, and what do you call it? Electonade. Electonade. Electronade. Or Statinade. No. Stormnade. Stornade. A Thundernade. A Thundernade. Thundernade. Stormnade. Yeah, I like that. Cryonade. Alternade. And grenade. A grenade, a cryonade, a alternade, and a shock grenade, and a shock grenade. Yeah, shock grenade. You could have called it a shock grenade. A shock grenade. Cryonade, shock grenade, and alternade. Or firenade. A firenade. I would have called it a Fironade. Fironade. Pyro. Pyronade. A Pyronade. That's right. Pyronade and Cryonade. Pyronade. And then Stormnade. Thundernade. Electonade. Electronade. 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 Shock grenade. Shock grenade. Look. Galvanade. What is galvanade? The fuck is a galvanade? Galvanade? What does galva mean though? As in gal. Galvanade. A galvanade. I don't know what that is. I don't have regular bombs though. I had to find those. I never found a regular bomb yet. Well, that's not gonna be... I can't keep it that way. Forest. Ravis. But there was a fight with regular Ravis too. I don't think that gets put. Yeah, the only thing he's weak to is light Ravis. Having the Durunda would help, I guess. Ravis. It's a level 2. He looks like he's turning into Ifrit. That's what it looks like. He's transforming into Ifrit. Tunberries. A lot of the demons are all classic throwbacks, like Tunberries and all that shit. A diminutive demon that holds deep-seated grudges under its hood. It relies on its small stature, sluggish movements, and rounded features to lull victims into a false sense of security before striking swiftly and suddenly, plunging its knife in for the kill. Yep. That's how Tunberries are. I love Tunberries. Tunberry. Ooh, daggers, nice. Who would have thought it'd be weak to daggers? I like the way they made Tunberries look in this game. They're like little, like lizard-looking things. That's so cool. He holds a candle. It's exactly what the Tunberry should look like. It's like the classic Tunberry, swear to God. Look. Is that not the classic Tunberry? I have to say honestly that the this has to probably be one of the best games in the franchise when it comes to the bestiary, or you know, the monster creation, the monster concepts. They're just like great, they're amazing. I love them. Like that is totally Tunberry. Tunberry. That's fucking Tunberry, man. That's what Tunberry always looked like to me. Reminds me of exactly the way he looked in 7. Gargoyle, I remember when we had to fight that. Winged demons weaponized by the Nephilim Empire. What? Have been incorporated into Imperial defensive measures, striking it. Really? That's sick, bro. That's where they came from then, probably from Gralia. Because all hell was breaking loose when we go in at Tenebrae. At that point, the world was plunging into the fucking darkness. So I always said it's like the flip-flop version of 6. Things happen in a different order. And obviously the severity in this is worse. Much worse. Wow. Ooh, Death Claws is sick. It's the instance of the giant talons on both sides and launches and utilizing on. Too tempting death. It's, yeah, kind of. These things are crazy big ass motherfuckers. Look at the size of these things. These are 3, by the way, and they are awesome. fucking dope as fuck. They remind me a lot of what Atma weapon looked like in Final Fantasy VI. Atma weapon, we had to fight a thing called Atma weapon, and it looked kind of like it's very similar to this. If people could recall, when you had to fight Atma weapon in the physical carnation, he looked kind of similar to this. A little different, but kind of similar too. Something very similar about it, about the two. Be like, oh, kind of, a little bit. Like, I know that he didn't have those big claws, but in a weird way, it's just like, if you look at the face careful enough, look at the face real careful, you know? Like, it's sort of like Atma weapon from FF6. But nonetheless, they did a really good job. Naga. They're sick. By the way, a lot of these are ancient, these are basically the dead. These are the dead people of Solheim, by the way. Spoiler alert. Demons come from a place called Stealth Grove, and in this area, it's where the demons, or the bulk of demons, were coming from. And these were the souls of ancient Solheim being utilized and reincarnated into demon form through the Scourge. Gargantua. That's why a lot of them look like people. You know, a lot of these demons look like people because they were people. They were people that got transformed. Like, look, Red Giant. It's basically a person, though, overall. It's a demonized person. And he turned into a giant. Gargantua. Or Gargantua, I'm not sure. I think it's Gargantua, though. Gargantuous. That's pretty fucking cool. They're known to be some of the most powerful demons, by the way. Tarantula, like here's an example. Women, they get transformed into these things. You can still check them out if you want, though. They are hot, believe it or not. If you're a freaky fucker. But these things are like girls that get transformed into insects and spiders. I can tell from the relics and raiments that she's a descendant. I was a girl once. Arachne. This is the original first one. I'm gonna put the light up. Hold on. Alright, I'm good to go. Did I search everything, by the way? I have to see if I got everything. Time Quest, Archives. We go to Be Sherry. See, I think I did get everything, though. Niflheim. Only a very few enemies. Maybe more. Imperial. Oh, look, Axeman. I wonder if the Eternals will be there or no. Yeah, they're there. Eternal Troopers. Eternal Troopers. Despite the fall of the Empire, this soldier keeps marching on with no one around to maintain it. It no longer operates as efficiently as it once did, but this unit nevertheless exhibits increased strength due to the plasmodic miasma that pollutes the air. Eternal Artilleryman. That's sick. That's so cool. They kind of give you an idea of the sizes too when you look at the pictures. See? You have size 1, which are obviously the military, the soldiers. The size 2, which would be like those, I guess, the banner people holding the banners. And then the size 3, which would be the Magitech, and then the size 4, which is a big Magitech. Well, size 3. I think the size 2 is a small Magitech, and the size 3 is a big Magitech. Size 4 would be the big gigantic thing. Let me see this though. An MA Hop Marcus. Ooh, nice. Let me get this out of the way. There we go. It's nice. Haha. Ooh, Aranea. She's hot. I'll jerk it off to her. She's got the perfect tits, I swear to God. Her tits are like immaculacy beautiful. They're gorgeous, bro. I would totally stick my fucking 8 to 9 inches of man meat between her nice big balloon breasts. Yeah, I just had to add that extra 9. I don't know. No, it's more like 8. I'd stick my 8 inches of man meat between those two luscious, waterfall, bountiful breasts. Two big luscious mounds with waterfalls coming over them, like two silky mountains, you know, with waterfalls streaming down upon them. And my penis being a gigantic, oh, I guess you'd call it a long, I guess a big hanging piece of meat with veins on it. A big veiny piece of man meat. Because everybody knows what man meat is. It's a dick. 8 inches of man meat. Well, that means that you have an 8-inch dick. Is it possible for someone to have 1 inch of man meat and then only get like 3 inches of man meat when he's erect? Yes, but it's very uncommon. Average statistics say that most guys are around 6-ish or above inches. So, meaning they're like 7 to 6 would be the most normal. That's the most common when you go. But if you're gonna go by global common statistics, like global common statistics, then you have to go by 5.5 to 6. That's just with the, you know. And then, but I would say American, when you go by that, I would say it's probably 6.5. It's the national average. Commodore Napoleon's 3rd Army Corps School. Okay. I have to grab these keys, so I might have to give this photo to her later. I'm gonna have to do a different. Oh, where's the quests? I have to do the cure for insomnia. Because once I can finish the other shit, I'll be fine. Wait, what is that? I have another quest. Relics of the Empire. I'll do that one though. That's important. Dun, 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 dun. Obviously there's an Imperial base. It's all destruction. Total debris. It's debris. Because I remember when they said Final Fantasy Kefka, it was literally they quoted that he had a giant heap of debris in monument to his monument at the top. He controls what it's called the Ray of Judgement, and it's a gigantic heap of debris. And this is exactly what this is, a heap of debris mixed with Imperial, mixed with Empire, mixed with the Empire. Like, it's debris mixed with Imperial debris. It's a gigantic, like, imperialistic mess of debris, of destruction, and you know, obviously a mixture of imperialistic debris. It's like the Empire and Insomnia. It's the debris of everything. No, fuck you. I don't want to see that. I had to destroy Imperial bases. Obviously there's Imperial bases, because it's a mixture, it's a fusion of what these things are. That's exactly what it was in Final Fantasy VI. It was a fusion. It was like it was debris of basically the world. So it was like a combination of the Empire and a combination of other places as well as the land. So it was like it was a culmination of shit. Specifically, though, to be noted that it was ruins of the Empire as well as the ruins of the world. It was debris from all over the world. So obviously it was like the ruins of the world and the debris of the Empire. That's basically what it was. It was the debris of the Empire put together as his own empire. And that's what this is the debris of basically of Arden's home and his empire. Because it really always was Arden's empire, when you think about it. Wish I had papers.
You made it.
Second.
Ready to go?
Alright, so we gotta begin the base operation.
Good. The Empire is using this facility to store their arsenal.
Sounds like an important tactical target.
What's up?
We charge into the front gates. Pretty cut and dry.
Okay.
Just the way I like it.
Huh. Like, in a way, Prompto also, I see a lot of Gao and Prompto as well. Even the way the characters are set up, too. Like, Prompto's setup is similar to Edgar. And obviously, he's like Terra. Shadow is like Aranea. Gladio is... Well, I know Ignis... Well, I could speak for myself with, when it comes to mechanics-wise with, just the bar alone is Bushido, which is the mechanic for the, what do you call it? That's basically the ATB bar, the tech bar. That's the ATB bar right there. Primarily being used by who? And that's what Terra was able to do. She'd be able to transform herself. Thank God, I got it.
Let's do this.
Wow. Old man. The culmination of two wonderful places. Makes more sense now. Now that it's a combination of both. Should have always been a combination of both, but like I said, it lacked identity the first time around. It really didn't have much of an identity. It was going through a phase of like, couldn't figure out what its identity was. I feel like Tabata had a, you know, a plan in mind, and he really couldn't fully express that. It didn't really get to come out, so, you know, he luckily got the slack to do it though. I gotta take a minute. I need my paper. Oh man. Oh. Oh. Wait. I gotta get papers. No. That's cool. In general, I do like using tools. Tools are good against seizings, by the way, so take advantage of Marshall. I like to use regroup. Regroup is very important, in my opinion. Let me see what I got right now. What's he at? Let me see Prompto. Trigger happy, he's 90%. That's pretty good. I level up Gravisphere so we can finish it. Slowing things down may have help. If I suck him dry. Oh, he's vulnerable.
Keep on like this.
I like the ring though. It's fun, you know? You're absorbing all that energy and you're taking it back. This is basically like death. Watch out, Prompto. I'm hitting my target. Oh, there you go. Eternal Troopers. These things are always helpful. Helpful points in which to take notice of. Once you learn to go back and forth with things, you'll be better off. Once you just have to get used to the flow of, you know, using things, using your items and switching in midstream of battle. Luckily for the war points, you don't have to worry about, you know, such things as like targeting or anything like that. It just happens automatically. So you can just lightly press it, and it won't be a big deal. This is very helpful though. Destroy it with the ring. This'll kill it. There you go. Ah, bad. Bases are always fun. I love bases.
Mission complete.
One base down.
Now, I'm going to scout our next destination. See you there.
Huh. Only one. Relics of the Empire. Yeah, relics of the past. That looks like an anima. Ooh, do we get a key perhaps or something? A wizard shield. Cool. Nice. I've never seen that before. Gear Noctis. Check out what that is. The Delio. Wizard shield. A shield woven with the elements that lend magical strength to the bearer, greatly empowering spells. I'm not gonna use it though. I want to use main gorge. Those are really good main gorges. Alright. We gotta take out these Imperial bases and all these fucking robot monsters. These fucking demons. What here's all the freights. See, I noticed that the Final Fantasy VI Empire, like their Magitech, and this Magitech, it's basically the same. It's inspired by each other, and they did a beautiful job. So I get that Final Fantasy VI vibe. I could tell. That's gonna be our ultimate confrontation. Ouch. Daggers are good. Debris. See, I don't want to miss items. There could be some good stuff around. I want to leave it here. I almost missed an item though, as you can see. Alright, I think we got everything. I hope. Wow. Now, almost on. There it is. I had to get a. I have to make a pipe. That sucks. Damn, son. Look at the statues. Wait, they activate already though?
Can you sense light? To a degree, yes. So when dawn breaks, good to know. There's a death claw. Oh, that's an isol tower. That's even big. That's even harder. That always does a lot of damage.
One false movement was done for.
Give up now.
Oh god. Got hit. Damn.
Talcott was raring to tag along.
Well, he is a hunter in his own right.
Feels like only yesterday he was still a child.
Sounds like he's all grown up now. I bet Jared would be proud.
Man. I can never stop. Citadel post office. Citadel is like the heart. Ooh, an arachne. Is that? It's an aradne. Yeah. Wow, I got hit. With stop, that sucks.
Let's take it down to the underground.
Damn. Dun 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 dun.
Got it!
I want to level. Oh yeah, I leveled it up. Good. It weakens them down too, by the way.
Let's finish off. Right.
There's Yojimbo. Oh, the legendary Yojimbo. Get him from a, try to get him from a distance.
Magnificent.
Well, it actually weakens them by, it actually makes them smaller.
Everyone ready?
Yeah.
Cool. Might as well have fun.
He's holy. Regroup.
Everyone pull up!
Okay,
Some things you're gonna inevitably have trouble with, but I think you should be okay with. Just keep using holy. Do I have hang in there, by the way? Let's see if I have it. I hope I do. Wait, it should be in recovery. Hang in. Yeah, I got it. Good. Impulse. I probably should get that. Limit break. Yeah, I gotta get this. Impulse. I don't have it. I'm surprised. Should have been having that a long time ago. Air dance is basically ultimate attack. His is acute antagonism, and his regenerate, and sharp shock, which I have both. Sharp shock, shock drop. This Lancet. Where is it? Key of prosperity is important. Blitz's fan, no. Ring of resistance? I thought I got something else in place of that though. That's pretty good.
Glad that's over. Indeed.
No time to waste.
But of course, Your Highness.
La di da 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 da. What's down here? Probably another gate. Blocking Zoe.
It's worn down, but still the same.
Just like I remember.
Always came in handy. Used to be filled with people. Let's see if it is again.
No, I might as well just do, there you go.
Right here!
There we go.
Perhaps you should have a rest.
No rest for me. Huh. Stubborn as always. He's always been that way, so why would he change, right? Open? Do we need to open this? I think so. It's cool getting to see the city though. It's a better idea than actually having me attack in the beginning. It works for the game, you know? So you are getting here to explore the destroyed Insomnia. In the world of ruin, of course. Look. That's exactly what Kefka did. He was drawing all his energy. It was called the Ray of Judgment. And he made a monument to destruction. This is kind of exactly what this is. That's how I know that this is based off of 6. And is inspired by that game most of all. What was that? I feel so good. Like an orgasm. When I yawn, it's like an orgasm. It feels so good. I have a lot of yawns in me, that's why. I didn't realize that how many yawns you have in you.
Demons.
Red giants are a pain in the arse. Is anybody to use it? Oh, it's him. Oh, I got it the last second. Oh, good. We took down auto take 3. Holy! Oh, that was not good. You must regroup. You're fine. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, I get a summon. Yeah! Yeah, yeah! I wonder what summon it is. Oh, Leviathan! Yeah, yeah, what up? The power of the gods, cuz. Oh, I see. Tsunami. That was different than the last one I had. The last one I had was something different. Tsunami's pretty dope though. It's like a big wave. The other one had like little versions of like I don't know, invisible water people. Looked like walls of water. The last one I got.
Takes a lot out of me.
Wow, that is cool though. Wow. That was cool. Cool. Alright. Wow, feel good.